I waited for people who were never assigned to me. I waited for texts, for calls, for explanations, for effort. I spent too many years waiting.
Waiting for apologies,
Waiting for validation,
waiting for acceptance.
waiting for somebody to finally recognize my worth. Isaiah says I am called by his name. And if God calls me chosen, why am I waiting to be picked? If God calls me worthy, why am I waiting for permission? No,
That season is over.
I am not waiting for what God has already declared. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And from this day forward, I'm not waiting for man. I'm walking forward because
I am worthy.
you had me waiting, checking time, putting your priorities over mine. Said you cared but never showed I was invested. You were cold, giving chances after chances, making excuses for your absence, calling it patience, calling it grace, when really I was stuck in place. I kept shrinking just to fit, settling for inconsistent. But God showed me my value clear, and everything shifted here.
I was patient past my limit.
God said,
You don't have to live in it.
what God approves, don't have to beg to be chosen.
I'm worthy,
Now waiting,
not waiting.
no more hesitating. You delayed me,
God elevated. I'm chosen,
celebrated.
I'm worthy,
Not waiting,
not waiting.
no more second place.
Placing
What belongs to me is coming freely. God is rearranging. I'm worthy.
not waiting.
Yeah, you came around when I moved on. Now you see what you did wrong, but I'm not the same no more. Got closed and locked that door. I don't chase what doesn't see me. I don't focus what doesn't need me. God's favor taught me something new. It's mine, won't need convincing you. I learned peace don't come from begging, and purpose doesn't come from stress. And the right doors open naturally when heaven agrees with me. What I used to tolerate,
I now eliminate.
what drained my soul no longer gets my energy.
I'm worthy,
Not waiting,
not waiting.
no more hesitating. You delayed me,
God elevated. I'm chosen,
celebrated.
I'm worthy,
Not
not waiting.
no more second placing. You ignored me, God embraced me. Now I know what grace is. I'm worthy. Yeah.
Not waiting.
I don't compete, I don't chase. If it's mine, it won't be replaced. God's best doesn't hesitate. I don't beg, I separate. The old me would've stayed around, trying not to make a sound. The new me knows exactly who God created me to be. And every lesson, every scar only showed me who you are. What looked like rejection then was protection in the end. I deserve consistency. I deserve clarity. I deserve honesty. I deserve peace. Not because I'm perfect, but because God says I'm worthy. I didn't just become confident overnight. I got tired of shrinking, tired of explaining my value to people who had already decided not to see it. Tired of calling neglect timing. Tired of calling confusion love. Tired of calling delay
God's will.
God doesn't string you along. God doesn't leave you guessing. God doesn't make you earn what Jesus already paid for. One day I realized something.
If God calls me chosen,
Why am I chasing acceptance?
God calls me worthy.
Why am I waiting
For permission,
if God calls me love?
am I begging to be noticed?
The moment I understood my value, I stopped waiting and I started walking. Now I move with purpose strong. Where I belong, I don't feel wrong. God aligned what's truly mine. No more wasting precious time. Every closed door taught me wisdom. Every setback built the system. Every tear became a seed for everything I now receive. And if it's meant for me by heaven, else on earth can stop the blessing. God is faithful every time. That's why I walk in shine.
Worthy,
Not waiting,
I'm waiting.
fully validated. You postpone me,
God upgraded.
I'm elevated, I'm worthy. Not waiting, no more hesitating. What's for me is finding me because God already made it.
I'm worthy.
If it's real, it won't delay. God's best comes without the chase. If it's mine, it finds my door. I don't have to force it anymore. What He promised shall appear. Every blessing drawing near. I receive what heaven planned. Everything is in His hand. No more chasing,
No more begging,
no more doubting,
no more stressing,
no more streaking.
no more settling.
God already said I'm
Worthy,
Uh,
worthy, worthy,
I receive it,
worthy, worthy,
I believe it.
worthy, worthy,
I don't chase it. If God wants it, He'll create it.
worthy, worthy,
I'm still chosen. Every closed door is promotion.
worthy, worthy.
I'm not waiting. God's timing is elevating. I stopped waiting and started walking. I stopped begging and started believing. I stopped